So today in this video, we're going to look at ARK specifically and discuss whether it's found the bottom and whether now is the time for to go dip buying. So like I said, when I go dip buying, the first thing I want to do is find key levels. So I start plotting anchor VWAPs. So you can see that ARK has already disrespected that anchor VWAP from the pandemic lows. So looking at more indicators that we have turned on, you can see we stuck right here at the weekly 200 SMA, the simple moving average. You also see that we got an Elliott wave theory here that if it plays out, ARK could go back to the 40s, which would be a nice demand level from pre-pandemic timeframes. So another thing you see, big volume spikes. These are huge volume spikes. And you can see this line here is a smooth average of the previous 30 bars. So this is an average of the previous 30 weeks. And you can see volume died down here. I mean, well, it was a little below average, kind of average here. And then it started to pick up here. You had a little pump. And then ARK just got pummeled for weeks in January of this year. Now you got this big old volume spike and another big volume spike in the next week. So I look at this and I say, let me find something. So I start to plot this channel. And you can see here that ARK, it's pretty much in a bull flag. And it could be a bull flag or it could just be a channel. If this breaks to the upside with bullish momentum, that would be crazy. I will say that this week we have CPI on the 10th. I think we should be getting meeting minutes released on the 16th from January's FOMC. This past Friday on the 4th, we had monthly jobs data come out good, which is bad for stocks, right? Because then it gives the Fed no reason to want to keep rates low. So we had a surge in Omicron, and you still got a strong monthly jobs data, right? But then at the same time, they revised the November and December payroll numbers by like 2.5 times, right? So it's like they more than doubled. So these revisions be crazy. People don't like the jobs numbers, but hey, they is what they is. So something else that you can turn on and look at when we talk about volume is this on balance volume. So this is telling you how much of the volume has been bullish versus bearish. When it's going down, it's telling you that the people are actually selling. When you got this looks like a reversal here. And this could be means for a pop, a surge. We could be setting up for a big rally and speculative plays. And I'm bearish on a lot of stuff. But like I said, that's just my opinion. That's just something we think about for fun. I don't care whether stuff go up or down. I'm going to trade it however it's trading. And that's just kind of how you got to do it when you talk about investing. So I honestly would be willing to take a shot here at ARK and maybe buy some leaps. So some long-term expiring contracts, right? So contracts that got like December expiration dates or maybe like 2024 expiration dates, and let this play in this channel and see if it can pop. I don't know if I will. I might buy some equity if I can get my 401k rolled over to a Vanguard Roth IRA in time. If I can do that in time, I might take some shots at ARK. So I say that because I look at a lot of stuff like DraftKings. Like I like DraftKings. I like this. Like everybody be on FanDuel, but I don't do that. But like I like the stock. The chart looks horrible. It looks sick. It looks crazy. But we at this is February 2020, so this is right before the pandemic. We testing those highs, and we finally have. I'm not even gonna call it a bullish setup, but it's not a bearish setup, so it's not just bleeding, right? So we finally have something, a sequence of higher highs. So if this can break out, this might go. I like Roblox. My niece always owned the Roblox. I liked it at 93. I didn't buy none, but I was watching it. I thought it would hold. It's crazy because I found out about Roblox. I didn't even know it was a thing until literally like right in this time frame. And before I could even start trading it, it just gapped up. And I hate playing gap ups. Like I just hate it. So I never got a chance to really do much with Roblox. So I've been watching it. I wasn't shorted here, but I think I mentioned before in a previous video I was playing CLF a lot at this time, so I wasn't really thinking about Roblox. I did short it on this break here. I think I scalped this and then I swung something overnight, and I literally got out like right here because you can see this downtrend. If this gets broken, it's testing some anchor VWAPs. This is the one from CPI in January, the purple one. The blue one is from FOMC. This orange one here is from this flush of this level. So kind of how I look at that is I would just say, okay, what happened in real life? And I go back and say, um, does this matter for that stock? And every anchor VWAP is not going to be important, but you kind of want to have the important like news events tagged for some time so you can see if this is going to play out as a key level. And this one from CPI from January, I like it because it's lining up and telling me this, like if we can break this, that's going to be a preliminary signal to me that we could be going for to break this downtrend. If we break this downtrend, that's clearly lining up with this anchor VWAP from here. So I kind of like using some on in certain situations like this. But like I said, Roblox is also an ARK. That's something else that I think it doesn't force me to choose between a million different stocks. And something else, Roku. Roku has been getting hammered, obliterated, destroyed. I like Roku. Like I like this stuff. I'm not just like this crazy bearish guy, but the reality is these stocks just look horrible. I think somebody could buy Roku, just like how they talking about with Peloton. There's rumors of I think Amazon and Nike so far. I feel like Roku probably should have been bought. I honestly felt like Roku had bottomed out right here back in September and October. I thought this was about to break and retest highs. I'm like, everybody gonna get a Roku for Christmas, all this stuff. This was the moment where I realized that anything you think the stock market don't even care about it, don't even know about it 9 times out of 10. And this thing just been getting destroyed. So that taught me to leave my ideas at home, bring them with you to kind of start scavenging the market. But don't let that drive you as a reason to buy unless you have a really, really good technical setup. Because, I mean, I bought contracts in September and I got crushed. I mean, it just kept falling. It just kept falling. I mean, and imagine buying shares and never using a stop loss. Let's say you bought here and you never use any kind of stop loss, you'd be down 50%. And that's what I mean by being being a long-term investor. You also have to be a trader. You got to be realistic. You got to let stuff break. So something else that we talked about before, Bitcoin. I did not think Bitcoin was about to break anything. I don't know what happened. I mean, it just kind of said it wanted to take off. Like I said, I have the belief that that Bitcoin could flush down to 16,000. Bitcoin don't care what I think. I don't even care what I think. It's just a thought that I had from seeing this chart and saying, okay, Bitcoin keep getting rejected and it's not stopping nowhere. You can see that this white line is the anchor VWAP from pandemic lows. Ain't that crazy? It's crazy how it works. I keep saying it's really like magic. If you can find a strong one and one that makes sense, use it. But like I said in the previous video, I had no true interest in Bitcoin at this point because of what this was looking like. I said that I would let it break. And honestly, that doesn't even push me to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin has just been trading like a tech stock. the correlation is like significantly high. It's crazy high. So I've been looking at stuff like AMD and ARK. That's what makes me bullish on that stuff, because I see Bitcoin breaking. I see these volume spikes on ARK, and I'm like, this could be a bottom. I see this little bullish setup on DraftKings. I see bullish setups on stuff like Affirm. I'm like, yo, like a lot of these stocks has been getting pummeled. They kind of setting up. Roblox, like, it want to pop. So I don't want to chase all these individual stocks, but I'll just focus on the ARK fund. I've been bigger on IWM because I felt like smaller caps were going to win. I feel like that was where the better buy was. That chart looked horrible. It looks disgusting. It's just choppy. Probably going to pop. I think you got a lot of small caps reporting earnings coming up, like this week coming up, I think. So that could get the Russell 2000 moving. Stuff like that is what you have to think about. And you can see here clearly that Bitcoin has broken this downtrend and it's holding. The question is it going to reclaim this support that it broke and is now clearly going to be resistance? You got an anchor VWAP right here, the orange line, lined up from your 2020, November 2020 lows, the first mass, well, you had a big run in 2020 start from the pandemic, but this is the first like massive run. So that anchor VWAP, you see support, flush, resistance, break, you got support, flush, resistance. So I like that anchor VWAP. It clearly lines up with a key level. So if we go to the 4-hour time frame and we look at these levels, if you can break this and hold it, Bitcoin got room to run. That's just the truth, the reality of it. And like I said, it doesn't matter what I think. Bitcoin is going to do what it want to do. It's going to do what the market makers wanted to do. So that's kind of how you got to play it. That's just really what it is. And we did get into some target plays. I think this is going to break to the upside. Got a lot of price target upgrades, all that kind of stuff. So I think this has room to test the upper side of this channel. And my focus is more so here first before I get to ARK as far as playing contracts. Unless ARK gets back below 70, then it's probably going to be an irresistible trade. I'll look for some big orders to come through if we do pull back at the beginning of the week, which is very possible, or we just start running. I don't know. But that's kind of how you look at the market. What's going on right now? Just a quick recap is I think if you look at ARK more so than the other big stocks, I think this one tells you it's a truer indicator of how investors feel. This is something that's volatile. It's smaller cap tech. They don't make money. We're in the process of Fed raising rates and talking about balance sheet runoff, all this kind of stuff. If inflation numbers come in, if they inflect down, market's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. But we're just looking at a quick recap here, and we'll say that ARK is in this channel. If this channel holds, ARK can test the upside of these channel. This, like I said, this is a true indication of what's really going on. In my opinion, I think the smaller caps are all that kind of stuff. So I would say watch ARK, watch Bitcoin, see how Bitcoin continues to play out. And between those two, if speculative assets start to run, you know where the market is going. Because if these can run, it's no question that Apple, Google, I don't know about Facebook, but it's undeniable that stuff is more than likely going to run. So I think this is a good place to be. I think the market's in a good spot. CPI, Fed meeting minutes, jobs data. If the market like that data, no matter how bad it look, then we got a recipe for a crazy rally after some huge pullbacks. So that's where we at. Make sure you like and subscribe. Join the Discord at investorsanonymous.net, and I'll catch y'all for the next video.